another episode of Teen Scene. We're at the Maryland Women's Heritage Center, and I'm Leslie Weber. Today's episode is about Rachel Carson. Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're at the Maryland Women's Heritage Center, and they have a special on Rachel Carson with lots of books that you can read or purchase. And right now, I have The Silent Spring. It's a really interesting book. She was an environmental awareness. She raised environmental awareness, and this book basically tells about the movement in the 21st century or the 20th century, and it really helped to raise a lot of awareness. What about your books? What did you get out of them?
My turn. This book is about Rachel Carson's childhood and how when she was a kid, she wanted to help the environment. And I think that's really cool that she did that. I really like this book. Once there was a child whose love of nature would one day lead her to write a book that changed our world.
My book has a part in it of Rachel Carson, and it says, "No other person had such a revolutionary impact on the way Earth is perceived." That's what Rachel Carson thought. So she wanted to do something that would help the environment, and she got really interested in it at a young age.
My book is also about Rachel Carson, but in this book it talks about how focusing on education and challenges in the jobs and stuff like that.
I have The Lost Woods by Rachel Carson. It's a book that tells about her opinions and her thoughts about the environment. And one of the quotes that I like in this book, it says, she looks forward to a day when we can accept our true relationship with the environment.
My book is also on Rachel Carson and other women scientists. And on page 92, it starts talking about her, and it tells about her life and what she was able to accomplish. And there were some hardships for her, and this book tells about them and how she loved to write. She wanted to do writing so much, but then the situation came out, and she turned her back on it. Instead, though, she got into the environment, her lifelong passion, and that's what she's known for today.
I think we can all agree that Rachel Carson is a very inspiring person, and these books are really good. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. About the environment. Do any of you have anything you think you could do to help the environment individually?
I do. At my school, I think my school is very into helping the environment because we actually have an environmentalist club that I was actually thinking about joining this year because they give you community service hours for all the different things that you do to help the environment. And also my school, like, have you ever thought about what you do with the top of a soda can when you're done with it? My school, they have like this huge jug that you put it in at lunch when you're finished with it, so where animals won't have to choke on it and get sick.
That's really good.
That's similar to what is at my school. My school has a green team where every Friday they go around and collect all of the paper we're recycling, all of the cans, plastic, all that, and collect it and give it to a recycling area. And they also plant gardens, and they plant a tree every year on Earth Day.
And I think that if some communities, they don't have a recycling program, so you can take the initiative to go and talk to your community leader and say, I think we should start a recycling program, and give them ideas on how you can do it. That's why I think it would be a really good thing.
Yeah, putting forth the effort.
I think we should, like, be careful what we do after we use recycling things, like paper, cans, bottles, like, and the plastic rings with the six-pack, like what she said, that we should, like, cut it so the animals don't get hurt and stuff.
Do you have anything to add, Claire?
I think if we buy lunch at school, I think we should think about how much trash we throw in the trash can. Like, I think we could save some of the trash and do art projects with it, maybe.
Very true. That's a really interesting idea. I like that. I personally think that the way I could contribute more, and I definitely will start to, is to make better choices on like hygienic products, makeup, hair, because some of that stuff, the chemicals and fragrances are terrible for the environment, and there's better options out there.
Yeah, sorry. I know most makeup, like on the back, sometimes it says this makeup was tested on animals, and that's not very good either, because if it's not approved, then it could potentially harm the animals. But there are types of makeup out there that are eco-friendly, and of course, aerosol cans, they hurt the environment by causing pollution to the air we breathe.
And also, aerosol cans, the stuff is actually flammable. So if it gets like coated onto something and then like something happens, like it gets coated onto a tree and then there's like a forest fire, it just spreads to everything else. And that is a really bad thing. So I think that we should use products that are eco-friendly.
That's very interesting. It gets into the idea that what we do may not directly hurt us, but can directly hurt other people and indirectly cause things that we thought would never happen to happen, like with the aerosol and the tree causing a forest fire. We never thought that would happen, but it can happen. When we do things carelessly, we can cause a domino effect that we cannot perceive until it's too late.
Yeah. Well, so we all know we want to protect the environment because we all love it. What do you all love most about the environment?
Well, one summer a couple years ago, I was actually invited to come to a forestry camp in Virginia. So I went, and it was run by the Department of Forestry, and I was able to learn so much about how trees are planted and how national forests are run and how important these trees and this environment is, because I had to live in the environment, and I actually had to plant some trees, and I was tested on all of these different facts about them. And being in that situation where you actually see the environment firsthand, you realize how much it affects you and how much you affect it. And I just love that. I love how we are connected to the environment in so many more ways than we thought.
I remember a couple years ago in the 5th grade, around the county in Maryland, we all go to like my school. We went to a camp called Camp Schmidt for like 2 days, and it's really a place that teaches you about leadership and working together, but you also learn about the different types of plants there are and how the environment helps us. And I like the environment because it gives us air that we breathe and keeps our bodies functioning.
I personally love the environment. I love how peaceful it is, like when you walk in a grassy field, like away from like cities and everything, just in the country. And I love forests and like being able to see like all the green around you. And I just personally really love the environment.
At my school, we plant gardens and we plant trees for the teachers, and we make it really pretty, and it's for the environment, and I love doing that. I think it's really fun.
At my house, I help my mom like plant trees and flowers, and when they bloom, it looks really pretty, and so does everything else in the environment.
One of my favorite pastimes is camping. It's something my family did every single year. And so going deep in the woods with all the smells of grass and fresh trees and sometimes not so good smells, I think it's like the most peaceful, calming feeling. And then like maybe even taking a hike and you see a creek. I just think that's one of the best feelings you can get. It's so relaxed, so stress-free, and you're just like at one with nature. I would hate to lose that just because of stupid choices I made or stupid things I didn't ever do. So the environment's really important to me because I never want to lose that pastime. Rachel Carson is one of our heroes, and we're really glad to be here today. Don't go away, we'll be right back. You know, none of us really knew anything about Rachel Carson before we went to the center, especially I definitely didn't. Do you think you all learned a lot about her?
Yeah.
She's very interesting. It meant a lot to me.
Well, I was able to connect with her because she loved writing, and I love writing. I love writing a lot. But there was a certain situation in her university years when she gave it up. And there are times when I feel like giving up writing too because it can be really hard. But as she got into her passion in the environment, she was able to come back to her writing and her love of writing and start writing about the environment, which came up with a lot of her books about the environment that she's famous for today.
I think she made me more aware of the situations that happen in the environment today and how we can prevent some of those situations.
Yeah, she's made me feel like to like help the environment more, and no matter how old you are or how young you are, you still learn something at least every day. And that was one thing I learned today.
I learned that even though you're a woman, you can be in a man's job. That because she was in that time period when only like guys went to go work and earn the money in the house. So, but she taught me especially that it might be a guy's job, but you can achieve anything that a guy can.
If you put your mind to it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what?
Enduring for all the problems.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that she wanted to help the environment because not a lot of people wanted to help the environment at the time, and she might have been one of the only ones, so I think it was cool.
Well, thanks for watching, and we really hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time.
Bye.